There is no intro card here because there's not even an opening credits. This is Prison, one of the earlier works of Ingmar Bergman's collection, and unfortunately this one's not even a part of the Criterion collection, and I say that because it's the first film that we've reached so far that I've actually considerably, well, I guess I gotta say it, loved. It's some of the earliest signs that we've seen so far of Ingmar Bergman truly trying to break what cinema is, and I think it's no coincidence that this is the very first film that's an original screenplay solely done by Bergman himself. The film is actually about filmmaking, very slightly, but enough to make you feel on edge the entire time. What are you looking at? Is it actually a real story? Is it a set? Is any of this even real? Is it real to the characters? Is it real to you? I love that in such an early film in Bergman's career and in just Swedish cinema, worldwide cinema, we have something this meta when it comes to filmmaking. Is this Persona? No, but Persona is definitely a part of the equation here because so much of this film is a precursor to Persona. Is it nearly as unorthodox? No. What we have here is a story about mental illness found within this female character, which is a topic, obviously, that Bergman himself discussed a lot in his films, and her relationship with various people in various different means, and how they all affect her with her downward spiral and just her constant mindset throughout the entire film. It's a very interesting film that has a lot of dreamlike images and surreal metaphors at play here. Some things don't even quite make perfect sense, and I love that because you don't see this in a lot of films of this era, especially on this kind of level. It's very content in how experimental it is, which again isn't that daring compared to the works of Louis Buñuel or even Bergman's later efforts. But for his earlier stuff, yeah, this is definitely the most off kilter that he's been yet, and it's, compared to his other films that we've looked at so far, Music in Darkness, which is still artistic in its own right, Port of Call, A Ship Bound for India, Prison is just leagues ahead when it comes to its artistic merit, even more so than Music in Darkness, which had its own liberties. So much going on here is just crazy to look at and even mind-boggling. Also, do you recognize this? Yes, this is the film that you find in Persona. You find it here first, which is very weird. I guess Bergman had a very fond likening to this film, and not just this film in particular, but what it means when it comes to ruining the cinematic language, because it shows up in Persona, and it shows up in his first film to even dabble in this kind of stuff here, Prison. Once again, I'm still so upset that Criterion wasn't able to have this as a part of their collection, because this film might be the very first one that really embodies what Ingmar Bergman was all about when it comes to his subjects, which characters he was using, what their traits were, and when it comes to just his films and their artistic merits and how they tried to be different from films in general, what film conventions there are, and the like. Is it a little safe? Yeah, but considering what his earlier works were like, this is the most daring he's been so far. Of course, we know he goes way further down the road, but, for his initial works, this is easily the most daring he's been so far. And I'm actually stunned because this is the first time I've actually watched this film. I'm stunned that he did something of this nature so early in his career, because I thought with his earlier masterpieces being works like Smiles of a Summer's Night, Wild Strawberries, The Seventh Seal, that we weren't going to see anything like The Silence or Through a Glass Darkly, Cries and Whispers, and of course Persona this early into his career, and I was pleasantly surprised to see just how nuts this film gets. When it comes to its ending, it is a little bit safe once again, with just how it depicts the fact that all of this might be a cinematic illusion. But aside from that, it doesn't matter. I'm giving this an 8. The first 8 of the series. I think it's solid. It's definitely entertaining. I think it's a very underrated work by Ingmar Bergman, one that's lost and forgotten. It's too bad because the box set by Criterion could have definitely brought this back into light. I highly recommend this one. And that's it. The Film Doctor is out.